everybody, it's Alison again, and this is part 2 of my Deadliftly series about the spine series. There's only 2 parts and this is the second. So last month I was talking about the difference between moving at the hips and the spine, and today I want to talk about the difference between moving at the shoulders and the spine. Sometimes you want integrated movement, I'll come back to that, but a lot of the time we want this spine to be dissociated. We want it not to move when the shoulders are moving. This is really commonplace in weight training, in Pilates, any exercise where you're doing some kind of arm arc or shoulder arc. Here it's possibly classically more commonly seen in all fours, kind of bird dog kind of exercise. That is the shoulder blade arm moving and not the spine. Okay, I might as well show you now, integrated movements of the shoulders. A classic example is a spine curl. So here, the arm shoulder blades are moving with the spine as the spine curves. In actual fact, the shoulder blades are reaching forward to kind of help pull the curl forward and keep you strong and stable in that end range of that spine curl, or those held exercises like, say, 100 or single leg stretch, associated integrated shoulder spine work. So how about when we want them dissociated? So it's easier to me to show you standing up actually. So this would be a front raise. Let me get a weight. These would be a front raise with dissociated movement, or an overhead press. But what often goes awry is this, and we've all seen this, maybe as if you tend to work out in a gym. Okay, so what's happening there? I'm actually going to show you that out of the way because it's easier. What's happening there is one of 2 things. Well, 3 actually. A sort of not quite knowing what's going on, maybe because it's never been pointed out, that the spine should stay neutral and straight, and then the shoulder arm moves. And it's a win-win situation because you're getting at the work in wherever you want it in the upper body, but the spine is stable, so the stabilizers, abs at the front, lats, back extensed at the front, get a good workout. So what happens here? Well, there's that not quite knowing thing, so information is everything, but also, to put it bluntly, ego lifting. If you use too much weight, then you will hinge back here to sort of hoik yourself up a bit further. So to correct that, again, to put it bluntly, you've got to use less weight, so you know you can use your shoulder muscle to lift up, or I mean it's even more common in overhead pressing actually, tend to see that. And then, so yeah, it's a kind of weight amount. And there's a final thing which is to do with the mobility or the flexibility of the shoulder joint. So sometimes we just run out of give. This is the one that happens to me. I kind of run out of give, and then it's sort of easier to just reach back like that, because you've got to have enough shoulder flexibility in the arm to go back. So how do you train for that? Well, it's relatively simple. Just shoulder rolls to mobilize the shoulders. I think I've done a couple of months ago an exercise, a clip about shoulder flexibility, but I'm actually going to post on to the end of this one a clip about chest stretches, because that's the other thing. Sometimes it's tension here that can kind of get in the way, so we need to stretch the pecs, the pectoral muscles. Clip to follow. There's another mobility exercise, so arm arcs, gentle arm arcs. Look in a mirror, have a little feel, no spine. Arm arcs, shoulder rolls. Another favourite of mine, if you do class with me you'll know this, I know a lot of you don't. Capital T, and then reach back. So you get a chest stretch, you get movement into the back of the shoulder blades, and you get a little bit of work in the shoulder blades, and the challenge is, of course, not to hinge. you're standing up, potentially you've got mirrors to look in. Go for sensation. Do you feel a little bit of nagging, sort of compression when you do overhead type work? And that's maybe a suggestion that there is that too much work in the spine. And it's poor old spine, it's always there. The junction of the mid-back and the lower back, it's always a specific place where we tend to hinge from. It's the same principle if you're on all fours. So if you're used to Pilates, you're probably used to the sort of drill, the challenge of just being there with a neutral spine. And you're aware of the curves of the spine and maybe being stable under load. It could be a pre-plank, this kind of thing, or those kind of bird dog type exercises. So as I say, understanding the neutral is a great first base. Anything bird doggy, no front crawl, that would be integrated actually. We're going for up and under. No, under and up. Yeah, dead useful. See, and it's that end range where it's hard, isn't it? I mean, I'm fine there, but I'm coming up here, and that's way harder. And I want to move my head, but I'm double chinning it and retracting it back. And then if you're lying on your back, I find the act of lying on the back can challenge shoulder flexibility. So maybe to have a blanket, or fold a blanket or towel for your shoulders, head pads for the head, and it allows the body to drop back into a position that's more favourable, so you get the movement of the arms without the thrusting of the ribs. So in lying down, it's the lying down in and of itself that can be difficult. That's it for this week. No more Deadliftly serious. Something else next month. Bye bye. Hi there. I do hope you found this clip useful. We've got plenty more on the site, and for now I've suggested another one for you to watch. If you want to know more about what we do in Leeds, then do visit the website at pilates-leeds.com, and right now you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. We can do this all again next month. Cheerio!